Today is August 28th. Welcome to Big Book Daily. My name is Rob. I am an alcoholic. It is a thrill, honor, and joy to be here with you today as we journey through the Big Book of Alcoholics Anonymous and the 12 Steps and 12 Traditions. Today at the Big Book, we're going to continue our journey through Chapter 4, We Agnostics. We will be reading page 47. And out of the 12 and 12, we're going to continue Step 7 by reading the first half of page 74. And of course, today we'll read the daily reflection in 24 hours a day. So with that, hope y'all are doing well today, my friends. Once again, we've been given a brand new set of 24 hours. Clean slate. It's up to us today who we decide to be. And today I just want to really show up to be a man of integrity for my family and just to try to be the best person I can be for those I love the most. What a wonderful opportunity we have if we're alive today. So with that, let's go ahead and get to the good stuff. All right, after yesterday's reading, buddy, we read some great stuff. The last paragraph, I'll just highlight it. We found that God does not make too hard terms with those who seek Him. To us, the realm of the Spirit is broad, roomy, all-inclusive, never exclusive or forbidding to those who earnestly seek. It is open, we believe, to all men. But yeah, just a beautiful picture of spirituality right there. So again, we're going to continue that thought on page 47. When, therefore, we speak to you of God, we mean your own conception of God. This applies to other spiritual expressions which you find in this book. Do not let any prejudice that you may have against spiritual terms deter you from honestly asking yourself what they mean to you. At the start, this was all that we needed to commence spiritual growth, to effect our first conscious relation with God as we understood Him. Afterward, we found ourselves accepting many things which then seemed entirely out of reach. That was growth. But if we wished to grow, we had to begin somewhere. So we used our own conception, however limited it was. We needed to ask ourselves but one short question. Do I now believe, or am I even willing to believe that there is a power greater than myself? As soon as a man can say that he does believe, or is willing to believe, we emphatically assure him that he's on his way. It has been repeatedly proven among us that upon this simple cornerstone, a wonderfully effective spiritual structure can be built. That was great news to us, for we had assumed that we could not make use of spiritual principles unless we accepted many things on faith which seemed difficult to believe. When people presented us with the spiritual approaches, how frequently did we all say, I wish I had what that man has. I'm sure it would work if I can only believe as he believes. But I cannot accept as surely true the many articles of faith which are so plain to him. So it was comforting to learn that we could commence at a simpler level. Moving over to the 12 and 12, we're on step 7. Humbly ask Him to remove our shortcomings. Page 74. But when we have taken a square look at some of these defects, have discussed them with another, and have become willing to have them removed, our thinking about humility commences to have a wider meaning. By this time, in all probability, we have gained some measure of release from our more devastating handicaps. We enjoy moments in which there is something like real peace of mind. To those of us who have hitherto known only excitement, depression, or anxiety, in other words, to all of us, this newfound peace is a priceless gift. Something new indeed has been added. Where humility had been formerly stood for a forced feeding on humble pie, it now begins to mean the nourishing ingredient which can give us serenity. Daily Reflection, August 28th. Lightening the burden. Showing others who suffer how we were given help is the very thing which makes life seem so worthwhile to us now. The dark past is the key to life and happiness for others. Alcoholics Anonymous, page 124. Since I have been sober, I've been healed of many pains, deceiving my partner, deserting my best friend, and spoiling my mother's hopes for my life. In each case, someone in the program told me of a similar problem, and I was able to share what happened to me. When my story was told, both of us got up with lighter hearts. "24 hours a day, August 28th. AA thought for the day. We must continue to take personal inventory and continue to set right any new mistakes as we go along. We should grow in understanding and effectiveness. This is not an overnight matter. It should continue for our lifetime. Continue to watch for selfishness, dishonesty, resentment, and fear. And when these crop up, we ask God at once to remove them. We must not rest on our laurels. We're headed for trouble if we do. We are not cured of alcoholism. What we really have is a daily reprieve, contingent on the maintenance of our spiritual condition. Am I checking my spiritual condition daily? Meditation for the day. Happiness cannot be sought directly. It is a byproduct of love and service. Service is a law of our being. With love in your heart, there is always some service to other people. A life of power and joy and satisfaction is built on love and service. Persons who hate or are selfish are going against the law of their own being. They are cutting themselves off from God and other people. Little acts of love and encouragement, of service and help, erase the rough places of life and help to make the path smooth. If we do these things, we cannot help having our share of happiness. Prayer for the day. I pray that I may give my share of love and service. I pray that I may not grow weary in my attempts to do the right thing. All right, my friends, that concludes today's reading. Man, I really love everything that was read today, but if I had to pick just one I could talk about, it's the 24 hours a day. Fighting the good fight to continue to try to do the right thing. I love this. We should grow in understanding and effectiveness, but this is not an overnight matter. It should continue for our lifetime. So for me, I never graduate from this thing. I've got to keep practicing because I'm a flawed human being. And I need all the help I can get, right? Just last night I had an instance where I felt this superiority. I was judging somebody else's views about things and talking about them behind their back. And I was wrong. So I knew it. So I had to get on my knees this morning. And I had to pray to my higher power and say, God, please forgive me. And then a prayer that I was taught by a dear friend of mine. I said, bless them, change me. And I realized I still got a long way to go. I was being selfish and I was being dishonest. I wasn't being impeccable with my word. But you know what? That's okay. Do I beat myself up over it 30 times today like I would have done 10 years ago? No. What we really have is a daily reprieve. I seek God of my understanding directly. I ask for forgiveness. And during this set of 24 hours I've been given, I try to be better than I was the day before. And this is going to be a lifetime practice. I love this line. Happiness cannot be sought directly. It is a byproduct of love and service. When I'm speaking of love, when I'm loving on others and serving others, somehow I become happy. And that's the truth. I've seen that in my own life. When I'm working and I'm loving on my family and putting their needs before my own, I feel better. I feel more productive. And when I'm doing what I want to do, my flesh wants, and I'm forgetting about everybody else, somehow I just feel worse. Go figure. I love this line. With love in your heart, there's always some service to other people. For me, it all comes from the inside. If I'm at peace, I'm perfectly willing to put others' needs before my own. And therefore, I'm helping them. To make whole, at first I must be whole, That's why I wake up early in the morning and I have to do everything I can for my soul. So that way I can show up best for the ones I love the most. And now these days I want to. And when I go back to those old habits like I did for about a good 25 minutes, 30 minutes yesterday, I don't want to live there anymore. My higher powers built a new home for me. I don't live there anymore. So I get on my knees and pray, and I get right back on it. And that's why I'm so thankful we have a new set of 24 hours, my friends. And if you're sober today, you are a miracle. Please know that, and I'm sure that those who love you are very proud of you. If we are given another set of 24 hours, my friends, I sincerely look forward to seeing you right back here tomorrow.